Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the JayBee Milly channel. I am JayBee, and today we're going to be breaking down all of the Easter eggs that we found in the first episode of HBO Max's Velma, which just dropped. So to that end, we are going to give a little bit of a spoiler warning. Now we're not going to go into things in great detail in terms of plot lines, characterizations, and even set pieces really. But if you do want to go into the show completely spoiler free without knowing anything, then I do recommend you click off this video and maybe come back to it after you've seen the first episode for yourself, because we could have missed stuff. Like, I'm not the most observant person in the world, so feel free to comment down below if there's any Easter eggs that you found that we may have missed. Also, keep in mind that this is going to be a more adult, mature series, so viewer discretion for the actual show itself will be advised. So yeah, let's get on with the Easter eggs. Now the first batch of Easter eggs comes from the police station. I guess that's all I'm going to say about this here. That's clearly what we're dealing with. But there's some wanted signs on the wall. So the first one that we're going to be discussing is the one that is highlighted in the picture. And that is that of the ghost clown, who is wanted for really reasons that we can't see here. But of course you may recognise the ghost clown from the original series of Scooby-Doo Where Are You? The episode Bedlam in the Big Top. But of course, there's definitely some other villains. Like, I think the main theme about this video will be references back to classic villains. So let's move on to some of the others that we can see in this image here. And now we have Redbeard's ghost from Scooby-Doo Where Are You? The episode Go Away Ghost Ship. But of course, you know, long-time viewers of Scooby will recognise Redbeard's pirate appears a few other times, you know, including the new Scooby-Doo movies. I think the most recent appearance was in Scooby-Doo and Guess Who. So definitely a very classic villain that very welcome to see in this series. Now, I don't believe that this bodes any bearing into the storyline. Like, I don't think we're going to be hunting for the ghost clan anytime soon. As fun as that would be, I do think these are just for like visual fan service. But then there's the next one. And the third and final one from this scene at least is the Gypsy from Scooby-Doo Where Are You? A Gaggle of Galloping Ghosts. Definitely interesting to see that all of these Easter eggs are concerning the original series back in 1969. I wonder if one of the creators or animators kind of favoured this series, and to that end, if there's any others that we can expect later down the line. But this isn't where the video ends, because there's actually some more Scooby-Doo villains that we're going to see popping up in the series, so we'll go and find them. And this isn't really the face of a villain, but if you notice the student in the middle of the screen here, she's actually wearing a t-shirt that says Space Kooks. Now I think what her hands are kind of concealing is it's the Space Kooks, and I think that's going to end up being either a club that the students are in, or more realistically, I think it's actually going to be a band. Now, whether we see this band in the show, I don't really think so. But 1,000,000% I think there's going to be a band of students that have called themselves the Space Kooks, which is kind of a nice fun Easter egg that we're going to see pop up there. Also notice that the writing of the t-shirt is suitably Space Kook blue. So of course the Spooky Space Kook originated from Scooby-Doo Where Are You? In the titular episode Spooky Space Kook, and we've seen the Spooky Space Kook similarly appear in other things as well. Like they're in a deleted scene in terms of their statue form in Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. They were in the intro of the Scoob movie back in 2020. So they've definitely seen a lot of homages paid to them, and it's nice to see one here, and one that's slightly more subtle, but it is still pretty much in your face. And the last Easter egg is a portrait of the spooky skeleton man. So I'm going to leave out the context of this photo on the off chance that you don't mind about spoilers, but I'm going to kind of reserve anything spoilers anyway. So context aside, we clearly do see the skeleton men in that portrait above Velma. You know, you can see the red arrow pointing to it. Bit interesting that there's only two of them. I don't know if it's an actual screen grab from the Scooby-Doo show, or if they've reanimated, redrawn these guys. So it's interesting that there's only two of them. Possibly they maybe took more inspiration from the live-action Scooby-Doo movie, Scooby-Doo 2, because there's only two of them there. Not really sure, but without a shadow of a doubt, they are the skeleton men, as designed from the Scooby-Doo show episode, A Creepy Tangle in the Bermuda Triangle. So it's kind of interesting. Here's something I've noticed, and it's a side note, but the monsters that we see referenced here all follow the same pattern as the monsters we saw in Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo, in that the majority of them are from Scooby-Doo Where Are You, except the skeleton men who are from the Scooby-Doo show. Now, that isn't the full list of references we had in Trick or Treat, but in terms of this Velma show, it's kind of interesting that they're all referencing the same villains. I think maybe there's like a universal list of more beloved ones that people will know that maybe both creators drew from. But I don't know, it's probably just a coincidence, something I noticed. So yeah, that's all the Easter eggs that I could find. Now, when it comes to episode 2, I'm not sure how many Easter eggs that we're going to find. There definitely is one that I think is going to require more of a clip to be played than a screenshot like this. So if you do want to see that, then please subscribe. If you're more of a fan of traditional Scooby-Doo content, we do weekly interviews with Scooby-Doo people. It's absolutely incredible the range that we've had, including Bob Singer, who animated on that initial 1969 show that we've been discussing so much in this video, up until the people that worked on Trick or Treat Scooby-Doo. So we're kind of getting all the people in on this channel, so I hope that we can cater to every type of audience that consume Scooby-related content. So yeah, if you want to see more coverage of this show and everything else that I've discussed, then please like, comment, and subscribe to JayBee Milly.